Here we go again. I'm back to talk about a core set of concepts in marketing: segmentation and positioning. Segmentation is the process of finding and grouping customers based on their needs or characteristics. For instance, there may be customers who care about prestige and others who care more about practicality. These would belong to two different segments because their tastes are different. A lot of times when people think of segments, they characterize the difference between people as being about their age or socioeconomic status. This is particularly common in the media industry, which refers to, quote, appeals to a certain demographic. The problem with this form of segmentation is the demographic characteristics typically don't do a good job of helping us predict what people will like. Sure, there are products like diapers. And in those cases, knowing you're a baby is a pretty damn good predictor of whether you'll be consuming them. But for most other products, knowing your age or where you were born is hardly predictive. So ideally, you should segment based on customer preferences and attitudes. The tricky part is that these are harder to observe than age or gender. But these are the key predictors of behavior. Positioning is what you do to explain to your target customer that your product meets their needs best. This can be done by advertising, pricing, branding, and even based on the features you put in your product. It's where the rubber meets the road, where your customer sees that your product meets their needs so well that they're willing to part with their hard-earned money to get you. Positioning is critical. The same product can be positioned in two different ways and as a result can either appeal or fail to appeal to a mass market. The traffic and navigation mobile app Waze, for example, started out with a business model much different than what they are known for today. Originally, their plan was to create inexpensive maps by crowdsourcing information from drivers. At the time, maps were expensive to produce and to purchase, and Waze was going to provide a cheaper, up-to-date, and easy-to-update alternative to existing competitors. The positioning was around inexpensive navigation. As it was building its product, Google launched Google Maps, which gave away its maps for free. Waze could no longer hope to charge for map creation. Google's move could have spelled the end for Waze, its founders, and its employees. Instead, the company repositioned from navigation to commuting. What's the difference? Well, navigation is when we go to places we don't know. Commuting is when we go to places that we do know. We don't need a map to help us find our destination. We need a map product to help us get there quickly. No other product offered this benefit as well as Waze did in the marketplace. The rest is history. Waze gained tens of millions of users and was sold to Google for over $1 billion. Segmentation is the basis of product success because it's at the heart of understanding consumer needs. Without meeting a consumer need, a product fails, plain and simple. But doing a thorough analysis isn't enough. You also need your targeted segment to perceive you as the solution to their problem. This is where positioning comes into play. In our course, we discuss each of these concepts in depth.